Hello everyone, welcome back to Anime Oracles, and today's video is about SAO. In case you have checked out the channel banner I put up a while back, you'll notice that one of the protagonists I chose to feature is Kirito, and hence that means SAO is also a series I will be focusing on in the upcoming videos of my channel. So whether you love this series or are lukewarm towards it, in case there is a topic concerning this that you want me to talk about, then feel free to leave your suggestions in the comment box below. And without further ado, let's get this video started. Since it's 2022 and basically the in-universe year when Sword Art Online, the world's first VRRMMO, was launched in the narrative of SAO, I felt this was a great time for me to kick off the maiden SAO video for this channel. Today's video will basically chart the history of virtual reality and try to gauge how much of an impact SAO has had on people's perception of this technology in pop culture. As most of us are aware, VR is gaining huge momentum as a potential consumer-oriented technology. There are initiatives like Metaverse, tools to harness the power of mixed reality for designers and engineers, and huge amount of money and time is getting invested to implement VR into games and medical treatment. With the COVID-19 pandemic restricting most of us within the four walls of our room, new and innovative ways are being tested to recreate and perhaps enhance the therapeutic effect of meeting up with friends and family. We are going to focus more on Metaverse today. Metaverse is a 3D virtual social environment where one can enter via creating an avatar. The model Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg has described so far seems close to what Excel World, Reiki Kawahara's other series did than SAO though. But since Reiki has built up the technology of SAO as a sort of prequel to what we will get to see in Excel World, I think it's important to talk about SAO. Let's begin with the origin of VR. The term virtual reality was coined by Jaron Lanier in 1987, but technically the concept of VR existed even in the 1950s. With the first VR head-mounted display, that is HMD system, the sword of Damocles, invented by computer scientist Ivan Sutherland and his student Bob Sproul. Subsequently, VR started getting used for training and simulation purposes in the US military and the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, that is NASA. In fact, even dedicated VR arcades were opened in the early 1990s. The most popular modern implementation of VR didn't happen until 2010 though, when Palmer Luckey began developing the Oculus Rift prototype. And coincidentally, SAO's first season began airing in the same time frame, that is in 2012. SAO really sold the idea of VR in a modernistic setting, with the potential pros and cons in the narrative in a manner not even the .hack franchise managed to do despite coming out nearly a decade earlier. It also helped that Oculus was getting developed at the same time, and both the anime and the prototype helped each other gain traction. I give Reiki Kawahara a lot of credit for his almost visionary way of incorporating tech in fiction, since SAO actually started getting written as a web novel way back in 2001. 20 years have passed since then, and one cannot deny that luck definitely played a role as the timing of SAO was impeccable. There are many popular renditions of virtual reality in media, with The Matrix being massively responsible for adding a cool factor to it. But the impact of SAO is subtly different. Unlike most popular series, SAO used the concept of VR and added a very flexible view of the usage of the technology, with mad scientists like Kayaba using the technology for horrific purposes like trapping people in a fatal VR environment, but also including in-universe mechanics that let the players lead a peaceful life and even get married inside the game. At that moment, it stops being a game and becomes more of an alternate reality, or maybe even an extension of our own reality. It basically managed to capture something very personal. That being said, it is undeniable that the story has heavy themes of escapism, but later on it also focuses on more socially impactful applications, like in the Mother's Rosario arc, where methods to aid terminal patients were implemented. A person stuck in VR and being physically incapable of getting up in real life could attend classes. Technology made that possible. Escapism is the tendency to seek distraction and relief from unpleasant realities, especially by seeking entertainment or engaging in fantasy, something our protagonist Kirito sought out a lot to escape having to put his relationships and life into perspective. Him finding out that his biological parents had died left him severely detached from the people around him and resulted in him spending most of his time playing video games and trying to seek refuge in virtual worlds. This isn't an unrealistic conflict, as people from our world, most prominently Steve Jobs, have dealt with similar circumstances where he had to deal with facing the fact that he was adopted. Life is stacked with all sorts of situations, so having an escape like VR would be desirable for many, hence the surge in popularity. I'd say it had an edge over Excel World in this regard of selling the concept, because the storyline of Excel World is still pretty heavily integrated with real life. The series took a relatively relatable concept for a child and organically tied it to technology. One could say it's targeted specifically towards introverts, but the integration of video games with tech drew in a larger audience. We know SAO's anime coincided with the Kickstarter project campaign of Oculus Rift, and both sort of coincidentally and collaboratively sold people on the idea of virtual reality and the full dive technology as being a viable consumer product. But I feel at a deeper level, it rekindled the interest and fascination people always had with the technology since the Ghost in the Shell and the Matrix era. It is one of the rare instances of futuristic technology enticing the consumers of the time. Although one could say we are currently nowhere near SAO level. The good thing about SAO is the dynamic nature of the story incorporating modern tech. The Ordinal Scale movie, for example, used augmented reality as a major technology instead of VR, and also showcased the evolution of deep learning, like in the scene where Asuna, Suguha and Lisbeth are choosing food. Alicizzation's story arc takes it one step further by introducing human-like AI into the setting, with the story veering into morally grey territory by introducing the Soul Translator, which involves brain-scanned babies and using the data to try and make AIs capable of making morally ambiguous decisions. The primary purpose of it being to strengthen the military. This is actually pretty relevant to the current times, as autonomous warfare is being more and more sought after to reduce human casualties in dangerous missions. During the end of the arc, we see the story raising questions about whether AI should be given rights just like humans, and this is again relevant to today's world since a humanoid robot named Sophia actually exists, which received citizenship just like any other human. One must be aware though that Sophia isn't quite like Alice, who is genuinely a fully functional artificial general intelligence, or something known as a full AI. However, if rumors are to be believed, then recently, a senior official at Google revealed that one of the major AI projects that the tech giant has undertaken, named Project Lambda, has some interesting aspects to it. It seems the primary conversational AI under Project Lambda has gained sentience and was making complex statements that humans should ask its permission before experimenting with it. If the rumors are true, then let's just hope the entity is more like Alice and less like the administrator. Well, as of now, the rumors are that the AI has the intelligence of a 7 to 8 year old, so I don't really think I would mind a toddler Yu-Gi-Oh or a toddler Alice in the real world. Speculations aside, we aren't quite there yet, but I really wanted to take this moment to appreciate Reiki's vision with SAO and how on point he was with people's evolving tastes, given Sword Art Online was originally a web novel that he started writing way back in 2001. If we consider the overall journey of SAO, then it's actually quite amazing. What started off as a character conflict for escapism has slowly evolved as a story that even showcases how technology can make life better, like the Mother's Rosario arc, which showcased Yuki's Medicubert. The series has not only showcased VR as a technology that is capable of entertaining adults and teens alike, but also decided to show its more conventional usage, like military technology and training. There are multiple stories that feature virtual reality and the game setting, like Log Horizon, Grimgar, Overlord, and many more. All of them stand out in their own way, but I'd say what makes SAO special is specifically using the video game premise as a platform to deliver insight into complex human nature that is both real and artificial. I dare say it has managed to keep itself fresh with evolving times, and I look forward to checking out the latest arc, that is Unital Ring. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to thumbs up if you like the content and subscribe for more. Have a nice day.